What's going on, folks? My name is Justin Fried, and I'm joined today by former NFL quarterback and college football Hall of Famer Matt Leinart. Matt, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me, man. I like all the flags in the back. It's cool.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm into geography and flags, all that stuff. But
I love it. I
man,
love
I know
it.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know it's a busy day for you. So you're here today. Let's start with this. You're here today on behalf of Abbott, the Big Ten, and the We Give Blood Drive. For those who don't know, this is a competition amongst all 18 Big Ten schools, calling on fans, alumni, and really everyone to help do their
Yep.
part. Winning school will receive $1 million to advance student or community health, and of course, a little bit of bragging rights as well. Tell me a bit about your partnership with Abbott, how you got started with them, and why this cause means so much to you.
Well, you just said it all. You just said everything. Like this is, I've worked with Abbott in the past. They're just a great partner. They do a lot of great things in the world, and obviously, I think the biggest thing with this too is we have a severe blood shortage in this country, and there's a lot of people that are impacted by that. And it is really easy just to go and donate and give blood. It doesn't take a lot of time. So this partnership with the Big Ten is really cool. It's massive. Like every school is involved, fan bases, people. Even if you're not a fan of football, you can be a fan of the school. And you went there, and it's just a great cause. And as you just said, the winner gets $1 million, which is incredible. So there's plenty of incentive to go out there and donate. I think the important things are just going to big10.org/Abbott is the website to go on, and you can find the location. Again, anyone can donate. You have to upload your proof of donation. I think that's important. And then we'll see who the winner is. December 7th is a Big Ten championship game. I do need to encourage USC because USC, we're a little bit toward the bottom in this list right now. I'm actually giving blood this week. But USC, this Thursday from 4 to 8, they're doing a blood drive for this at USC Village. So I would encourage, if there are any USC people going to watch this, that to go out there this week. But really shout out to Abbott, the Big Ten, for doing this campaign and this competition. Again, we need more blood in this country. So get out there and go donate.
Hey, you heard the man. Any Trojans fans, Trojan alumni listening, go out and donate. Go out and donate. It's a good cause. Before we get into football talk, I want to say first of all, congratulations because your son Cole just committed to play football at SMU. That is awesome. And look, I don't know how that makes you feel, but I got to say it makes me feel really old, man. I don't know. No offense, it just makes me feel old.
You're about the 1,000th person that said that. It's like when obviously that was announced on social media and stuff. I think my whole timeline on every app was like, wow, I feel really old. And I'm like, thanks, guys. Let's celebrate him. Yeah, but listen, I was right out of college when Cole was born. So I'm 41. I was 23. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I sit back, I'm thinking like, wow, I have an 18-year-old son who just committed to play college football, right? Which is just, it's incredible. Major proud dad over here, and just his mom and I are really, really proud of him and just this journey that he's been on, because it's hard. I think it's been hard for him to, I think, have that last name in the sports world, and he's really handled it really well. He's kind of paved his own way, which I've always told him, this is your journey. This is your path. I support you in anything that you want to do. Just do it and work hard and respect people along the way, and we'll see where we end up, and he's still got another year left to high school. He's got another year left to develop, but SMU is a fantastic place, and Coach Lashley and those guys over there are doing a great job. So we're really proud of Cole. But yeah, man, I mean, you were probably in diapers when I was at USC. So
Yeah, just right around that probably. And listen, you got two more and a third on the way. Congratulations on that as well. Any chance we're going to see a Leinart Dynasty maybe take over football in the future, like the next Manning?
Apparently I'm building a starting lineup right now. Obviously my wife has a big part of that. She's carrying all the boys. But yeah, we have Cole, and then Kaysen will be almost 5, and then the little guy Cannon will be 4 in May, and then we're not finding out what we're having on this last one. So I might have a daughter. We'll see. But if not, 4 boys, man, maybe a baseball lineup. Whatever. We'll see what they want to do. But as you can imagine, it's a blast. Our house is chaotic, but it's a lot of fun.
I mean, you're one away from building a starting offensive line at this point.
Well, don't tell my wife that, because she would keep going. So yeah, no, this we're done after this. That's for sure.
Fair enough. Now, you're obviously one of the best quarterbacks in USC history. I don't think anyone would argue that. And we've seen quite a few former USC quarterbacks go on to have success in the NFL recently. I want to talk to you about a couple of those guys, and starting with Sam Darnold. Now, full transparency, I am a New York Jets fan, so I saw firsthand we could call it unfortunate set of circumstances that
Right.
that Darnold had to deal with in New York. Now he's with his fourth team. He's killing it with the Vikings. What have you seen from Sam this year that you think has allowed him to finally realize his potential in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've said this before, and it's no secret with quarterbacks. I think it's really hard to evaluate quarterbacks out of college, and we can have a grade on them and this, and you can think someone's going to be great, but it all really depends on where you go, the organization, the coaching, the players around you, the offense. Like there's so many different circumstances that I think quarterbacks need to go into that will equal success. There's outliers. There's some that are just so good and so different. So I think with Sam, when he went to New York, obviously didn't have a lot of pieces around him, didn't have a great coaching staff at the time. I think we all knew that. And sometimes you can kind of get lost in the shuffle. I went through that for a little period of time in the NFL. And then all of a sudden you lose your confidence, and then you're done. Like year 5, you're like, wait, I know I can play in this league. I need another chance, but those chances don't come often. I'm so happy for him because we all knew, like, we even in New York, you saw glimpses. You're like, man, if you can just get into a right situation, he's gonna be really successful. Carolina wasn't that, but Minnesota is, because O'Connell is fantastic. He's an offensive guy. He's a quarterback coach. He's played the position. He understands, and he's a tremendous play caller. You look at some of these offenses, you look at McVay, and you look at Shanahan, and you look at O'Connell, and you look at like LaFleur, you look at some of these, and obviously Andy Reid is great with Mahomes, who's just different. But like those systems, like these quarterbacks go and they thrive in those systems for a lot of those reasons that I said that he didn't have prior. So fired up for Sam. He's having a great year. He's kind of revitalized his career in Minnesota, which is fantastic, and he earns it. He's a great kid, and he's worked hard to get to this point.
I know so many Jets fans are excited to see him having the success too. I feel like a lot of Jets fans have continued to root for him. They know he was kind of given a raw deal in New York, and now it's awesome to see that he's not only, this is basically his third chance, because like you mentioned, the
Yeah.
Carolina, it's rare in the NFL to get a
How
second.
you how are you feeling about your Jets right now?
Oh man, not great, man. I mean, you know I'm not feeling great. It's
I know
14
it's tough.
years, 14
I,
years.
I had that. I had them going to, I think, the AFC Championship this year, like preseason. Just thinking, I think a lot of people did. But listen, you're hanging on by a thread. You got to go on a massive run here. You got to go to a massive run.
They're not making it. We
Yeah.
can look ahead to 2025. They're not making it. It was
Yeah,
worth
you're
a
right.
shot with Aaron Rodgers. It was worth a shot.
Yeah,
Didn't work.
exactly.
Let's move on.
Exactly.
Another quarterback who is, I guess, the most recent USC to NFL transport, and who has, I think, run into some, rookie struggles and some maybe not a great situation overall. I'm talking about Caleb Williams. It's been an up and down season for Caleb and the Bears, but we've seen those flashes of greatness
Yep.
from this year. What are your thoughts on what you've seen from Caleb in his rookie year, and what do you think his ceiling is in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, this is tough. I mean, they fired an offensive coordinator last week or a couple weeks ago, and that's the thing, is like there's a lot of things when you get to the NFL that you can't control, and I always say this, like, you can control how hard you work, the preparation, like, all of the things that you can control, your attitude and all that, and you go out there and you give the best foot forward. Period. You can't control maybe an OC getting fired. You can't control some of the outside things. I think as you said, Caleb is as talented as anybody, and I think that shows up. They have, they've had some issues up front on the offensive line, obviously, and I just mentioned a bunch of coaches and play callers and schemes and putting their quarterbacks in situations to be successful because of the way they call plays. They've struggled with that in Chicago, and I'm sure, I don't watch the Bears film week in and week out, but I'm sure a lot of it falls on Caleb as well. Like that's part of the business. Like, you're going to be responsible for a lot of things too. Like, he knows he probably has to play better. I think, to answer your question, big picture, I think the ceiling's as high as he wants it to be. I think that's how much talent he has. It's just a matter if the pieces around him and the scheme and the offense and all of these things all can kind of match together for him to have success. This is, and I say this about Caleb anytime I'm asked about him. There's not someone that's going to work harder than him. He works extremely hard at being great. He wants to be great. So there's no doubt that he's in that building. He's out there doing everything he can to prepare and be great. And we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, and that's awesome to hear because when you have the talent that he has, and if you
Yep.
pair it with the mindset that he has as well, you're going to find success eventually. Maybe it's not immediately, maybe it's not in his rookie year because the circumstances don't dictate that. Football is a big puzzle piece or a big puzzle. You know, you need everything kind of working hand in hand, especially with an offense. You need the play calling, you need the situation, the offensive line, the playmakers, and the quarterback. They all affect each other. So
Yeah, I mean, and with Caleb too, because I've known him since college. That's the one thing I tell everybody because him coming out and all these things are like, oh, what do you think? What do you think? I'm like, I'll tell you what I know, and I'm like, this dude wants to be the best to ever live, and that's lofty, but like, and he genuinely believes that, and I know he works extremely hard at being that. Yeah, like, does it happen? We're gonna find out, but you're never going to question, I think, his work ethic. And then all of those other things that you said, like it is a puzzle piece. Like you have to have all the right pieces to fit to have success. And like Mahomes, like Mahomes is great. He's a great talent, but Andy Reid is one of the best to ever do it. And scheme and development and system and all of these things. And Patrick would be the first to tell you that. Like Patrick's talent is crazy, but like when you have that type of coach and scheme and belief, like that marriage is so important. The sky's the limit. And hopefully Caleb can get that.
definitely. I know in the NFL, talent plus work ethic plus confidence usually eventually breeds.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we get there with Caleb. Now, Matt, I know you're someone who's very tapped into the college football landscape, and I also know you're someone who has previously won a Heisman Trophy all the way back in 2004. I think you probably know where I'm going with this. There's been a ton of debate about who should win the Heisman this year. You know, you got Travis Hunter doing it all, Ash Genty putting up historic numbers, Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel doing their thing. So I got to ask you, if you had to choose right now, who would get your vote?
Yeah. I mean, look, I would, and again, I take this vote very seriously. It's an honor to be a Heisman winner and to have a vote every year. It's just, I really enjoy being a part of that process. I think Travis Hunter would get my vote right now. And that's not shocking. I think a lot of people, if they had a vote right now, if it was done this weekend, he's the best player in college football, and it's not even close. It really isn't. And a lot of voters sometimes will look at numbers or stats, or a lot of voters will look at, okay, who's the best player on the best team, and most of the time those are quarterbacks, right? And sometimes that works that way. Sometimes you really got to be like, all right, who's impacting the game? Who's the most valuable player? Who's the best player for what they're doing? And on top of that, with Travis Hunter, Colorado's winning a lot of games. And they're in a position to get to a college football playoff, which is something that we wouldn't have said 3 months ago. What he is doing, and I said this on Big Noon last week, we have guys like LeBron, who's one of one, right? We're never probably going to get another LeBron James. We're never going to get another Shohei Ohtani, and we're going to get to see him hopefully for another 10 years playing baseball. But like there's very rare and special athletes out there, and he's one of those. Like there's no one else that can do what he's doing in college football, and he's still got a long career ahead of him. So he's special. He's elite on both sides of the ball. He impacts the game on both sides of the ball. And right now he would win.
Yeah, he is a special talent. I can't wait to watch him on Sundays when he eventually makes it to the NFL. Could be the number one overall pick, which would be crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, man, Matt, I really appreciate taking the time, dude. I know you got a jam-packed schedule today, so I appreciate you setting aside a little time, talk about some football, and of course, talk about your blood drive. Best of luck with everything.
Yeah, go sign up. Go give blood this week if you can. You still have a couple weeks. December 7th is when the winner will be announced. So appreciate you having me, man.